Good evening, everyone. I will call to order the first 35th Town Council regular meeting, December 2nd, 2025. The time is 6:30. Roll call. Councilor-elect Burrell.
Here.
Bordelon.
Here.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Good.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
McBride.
Here.
Merritt.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Pacino.
Here.
All present, we have a quorum. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance. We have the honor of having Governor Lamont in attendance tonight. Groton welcomes you. Thank you. We are also honored to have Lieutenant Governor Susan Bytowitz for the administration of oath of office to the town councilors.
Yes.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to join all of you to celebrate democracy and the swearing in of all of these fabulous elected leaders. And I just want to say thank you for participating in democracy. Thank you to our United States military veterans who have put their lives on the line so that we can have this precious freedom to elect our leaders. And so I'd just like to ask if we have any military veterans here today to please stand so we can thank you for your service to our country. We are so grateful. Thank you so much. You have given us this great privilege to speak as we choose, to worship as we choose, and most precious of all, the right to elect our leaders. So thank you all so much for your sacrifice. I also just would also like to say thank you to the families of the candidates who have sacrificed and will serve alongside of these elected leaders as well. So do we have any family members who are supporting the candidates who are going to be sworn in? Who are those? All right. So I will just say my husband, David Donaldson, does spousal counseling for elected leaders' spouses. So if you need that, let me know. And I will give you his phone number. I also want to say thank you to everybody who ran and to the voters who participated and to all of the volunteers that made this election possible. Our democracy has been under attack since our country was founded, and the best way to protect it is to participate. So thank you, and a round of applause for everyone who participated. We really appreciate it. And finally, we'll just say we appreciate the service of the outgoing Mayor, Rachel Franco. I just saw you. There you are. Thank you, Rachel, for your service. And I think I see former Mayor Juan Melendez back there. Juan, nice to see you. Both of them are looking very stress-free right now. Okay. So with that, before we move on to administer the oath of office, we are so privileged to have my partner in government, Ned Lamont. Come up, Governor, and say a couple words.
Thanks for letting me crash your party. I appreciate it. And congratulations to each and every one of you. Now the election's over. You come together and make Groton a much better place. I'll tell you, it's a pretty tricky time right now. Susan and I take a lot of incoming. We were just here in Groton, a few weeks ago. Remember wind power, Revolution Wind? It's on, it's off. They pulled the plug. We brought a suit, brought it back. It's getting rebuilt right now, which I think is a very good thing. Had to keep our head down for a couple of months because they had the right of appeal, but that period is over with, so they're going strong, and up next is Sunrise. Infrastructure looks pretty good. Gold Star Bridge is going strong, no risk there. Amtrak going strong, no risk there. I think this is a really good time over here when it comes to Groton, and think about what you want this amazing town to look like over the next 10 years. There's a lot out of Washington that Susan and I can't control, but when it comes to Connecticut, we do have a little bit more influence. And, first today, I was just here today, we're going to announce another 1,000 new slots for early childhood education. Keep calling this is a early childhood desert. You keep telling me that. And here's your opportunity to step up, and we're going to provide the funding. And that'll be a funding forever. And it's competitive. Right now it's 1,000 slots. I hope over the next 3-5 years you're going to have free early childhood education for everybody earning up to about $100,000, then greatly discounted from there. We also are doing a lot on housing. And, you've got a lot of changes going on with 2,000 of those EB jobs going over there to the shopping center, Waterford. Take advantage of this. Think about what you want Groton to look like. Tell me what you need in terms of housing. You tell us what you want to do, nobody else, and we'll be your partner going forward. Whether it's sewer and water, whether it's brownfield cleanup, we're there to help you out. And by the way, congratulations. I hear you're doing a big thing on sports and the field and the stadium. Show those kids we love them, we care about them. Thank you, Groton. It's great to be here.
All right. Okay, so Governor, thank you so much. And you should know, town councilors, that you have a great delegation in State Representative Andre Baumgartner and State Representative Dan Gajewski and Senator Summers, who I saw, there she is. Excellent. So we will work with all of you. And with that, I would be ready to proceed to swear folks in. So are we doing that in front of the flags? You like that?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So if Gov, are you going to join us for the photos, or? I'm very efficient at this, I promise. Because you both, we're going to go to the Norwich swearing in, so we're going to get this done, don't worry. All right, who is first? Sure. Okay, right here, sir. If you would, and Gov, why don't you get over on this side? There you go. All right, if you would raise your right hands, Joe. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge according to law your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations.
He used to be Secretary of State.
All right, who's next? Hey, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge according to law your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I will.
Congratulations. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge according to law your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's a big one.
He can hold that. We'll make the governor hold that. Very good.
Here we go.
All right, so you're going to raise your right hand and put your left on there. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue as citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. All right. You solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. You would raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations. All right, Ms. Julia. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I will.
Congratulations.
Do you need a drink of water?
No, I'm good. Still good. All right. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I will.
Congratulations. All right, we got everybody? All right, are we doing a group picture? All right, come on in.
Done this before? A couple times, huh?
I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in the middle, and ladies, why don't we do ladies, there you go, one on each side of me, or, sorry, on the governor, and then we got everybody, yep, okay, got everybody in? Oh, okay, yep, you can see better than I, go ahead.
State reps?
Wait, state reps?
Oh, yeah, state reps and senator, come on,
I gotta break the mold here, right? I want Republican.
that's good, come on,
Two at this end.
come on, Heather, right up front, right here, you
I'm
can,
gonna block you.
wait,
Are we good?
okay, yep,
We
can you
good?
see everybody?
Great, thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
All right, congratulations, everybody.
Do you guys want to even it off the sides? We just, we're uneven on that side. Sandwich me? We split good on that side? Oh, yeah. Thank you again.
Wait,
Oh.
all right. No, don't you dare. Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, they both are quick.
I know.
Okay, up next in order is 2025-1112, adoption of the temporary rules of procedures for the 35th Town Council. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Good. Second by Burrell. Councilor Bordelon?
Thank you. I'd like to put an amendment adoption down if possible.
We would need a 6 vote to suspend the rules for an amendment.
To amend?
We can discuss, but for an amendment, we would need to suspend the rules.
I just want to double check, is that accurate, because we've actually amended them before without suspending the rules in the past? I'm sorry?
Yeah, the correct way is to suspend the rules.
All right, so I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules to consider a different temporary rules adoption.
Okay, so I hear a second?
McBride will second for discussion.
Okay,
It's non-debatable, so it's just make your case and then a vote.
Sure, I can. Good to go?
yeah,
So I'm recommending to make a motion to amend such that the council adopt the rules of the 31st Town Council as the temporary rules and procedures for the 35th Town Council. If anyone needs a copy of that, I do have it here. Pass it down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, a little short, I apologize.
okay. We should be taking a vote to see, no, it's just, okay,
Yeah.
No, I'm going to discuss, I'm going to debate my reason.
okay.
He said I can debate my reason.
Well,
Did anyone not get one?
brief comments, not debated, brief
Sure.
comments,
There will-
which,
But there's no limit to debate on, who doesn't have one, sorry. Everyone's good down there?
That's right.
Do you want a copy?
Sure. Thank you.
Sorry about that. So I'm just recommending as a temporary rule, since this is a fresh start and a fresh slate, to look at the processes in which we have in place. I think in the current rules, there's a lot of things that we currently don't follow, and there's some things that are limiting to our democracy as far as cutting back times and many other things in there. The 31st rules were rules in which I think I served under with many other counselors, including our state rep, Andre Baumgardner, and it was a normal process. If you look at our surrounding towns, they operate in a way that's very open, very diplomatic, it allows everyone fair and equal access. It's not requiring all these extra time restraints on counselors, and a way to deliberate effectively and respectfully in a way that we are elected to do. We're elected at large, individually, by the town to do the people's work, and I feel the rules that we currently have do not allow us to do that work effectively. And sometimes it's even embarrassing because, unlike other towns, we have these strange arbitrary rules that are limiting and kind of stifle and cause more disruption than they do good. So my hope is to have support. The temporary rules will go to the temporary rules committee to review. There might be some things from the 34th that we might want to move back in. There might be some new ideas. But my thought is, let's take a fresh slate and go back to where we went from 8 pages almost to 20, and see where we can start fresh and go back to how things were. So that's my hope. Thank you.
And so your amendment is,
So as I read before, I'll read it again. Hold on. Let me So adoption of the temporary rules for the 35th Town Council, to make a motion to amend such that the council adopt the rules of the 31st Town Council as the temporary rules and procedures for the 35th Town Council.
Just to be clear, the first motion will just be to suspend the rules. If that passes, then you'll do a motion for whatever action you want to take.
Perfect.
Okay. We will do,
If we choose to suspend the rules later, can that be done again, or is this
Yeah,
the only
no,
suspend the
totally
rules?
separate things, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
okay, all those in favor of suspending the rules?
Aye.
Bordelon, Burrell. Any abstentions? Any opposed?
Aye.
Good. Parker. Fitzgerald? Okay, that motion fails.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearing no other further discussions, we will vote for 2025-112, adoption of the temporary rules and procedures for the 35th Town Council. All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Opposed?
Aye.
I keep saying it backwards, sorry. Okay, that passes 8-1-0 with Bordelon. Okay, before the floor is open for nominations, I just want to remind everyone that a second is not required, but however, you can do so. The person nominating and the person making the second may give their reason why. Other than that, there's no other discussion. We will vote in alphabetical order, and 5 affirmative votes are needed to win. The floor is now open for nominations.
I would like to make a nomination for Councilor Parker for mayor.
McBride and Pacino, second. Any other nominations?
Jones.
Sorry, Jones. Okay, any other nominations?
I would like to make nomination for Councilor David McBride.
Second?
Okay, Fitzgerald for McBride and second by Bordelon. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay, the floor is now closed for nominations. We will take a vote in alphabetical order for Parker.
We may discuss our reason, I thought. You said whoever makes the nomination or seconds it can discuss their reasons.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Well, you can start with the first one, so I just was stopping the process, sorry.
I thought they were going to do it when they had made the motion. Go
that's
ahead,
okay.
Jones. You had, you're good?
My nomination
You good?
is my reason.
Does anyone want to talk about their nominations? Okay. Council Pacino.
I'd like to say that we have two very qualified nominees. I have seen Councilor Parker in action. I have seen what she can do on committees. I unfortunately have not witnessed, or have been able to witness that in Councilor McBride. Therefore, my vote will be for Councilor Parker.
Councilor Bordelon?
Thank you. I'm honored to second or nominate Councilor McBride. I've seen the work that he's done over the few years that I've got to know him quite well. I worked with him personally on a referral that I had made for the, looking at the Property Reuse Committee. He's very inclusive, patient, even balanced, and is open to opposing arguments on things and allows people the grace and the time to speak. I see him in the previous council that I was on, always being a consistent voice, even when opposing arguments. He's not someone that I vote with every time. He doesn't always vote with me. But he lends that sense of respect for democracy and makes sure that no matter where you stand on it, at the end of the night, it's good night, have a nice day, how are you? It's respectful, and he doesn't care how you vote at the end of the day. It doesn't leave this room. It's not personal. So his work, his dedication, he's responsive. If you send him a text, a call, he's there, asking if he's concerned about something. He asks what your opinion on things are. I lend my support to Councilor McBride, and I just feel that, he will bring forth a council that will be inclusive and opening up to all. So that is my reason and the hard work and dedication that he puts in. So I couldn't be any more honored to second his nomination tonight.
Okay, we will vote. Burrell,
Yeah. McBride.
Bordelon,
McBride.
Fitzgerald,
McBride.
I keep doing. Good,
Parker?
Jones,
Parker.
McBride,
McBride.
Merritt,
Parker.
Parker,
Parker.
Pacino,
I got the power. I'm going to vote for Parker.
Parker. Congratulations, we have a winner. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to the Groton Town Charter and the rules of the Town Council, your duties as mayor and chair of the Town Council and the Town Council Committee of the Whole to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I will.
Congratulations. It's all yours. Okay, yours. Sorry, guys.
So, first thing I would like to do is call a 5-minute recess, so people can take pictures with their families before we get on with the business at hand for the rest of the evening. Thank you. And we are recessing at 7 p.m. We are back from recess at 7:13. And the next order of business is the appointment of Rules Committee, 2025-1113, appointment of temporary Rules Committee. And that is on page 15. The mayor hereby appoints the following members of the Temporary Rules Committee to review the 34th Town Council rules as temporarily adopted for the 35th Town Council. Councilor Pacino as the chair, Councilor Jones, and Councilor McBride. Okay. Recognition awards and memorials, at this time, we have none this evening? Is that correct? Mr. Okay. And we are now moving on to receipt of citizens' petitions, comments, and concerns. Receipt of citizens' petition is the portion of the council meeting where the council welcomes comments from citizens. To address the council, please sign the sheet on the table at the front of the meeting room. When you are recognized by the mayor, please approach the podium, clearly state your name and address, and speak into the microphone. Each presentation should be limited to 2 minutes or less, and citizens should, if possible, submit written comments. Presentations should be related to matters pertinent to Groton. To speak during this portion of the meeting, please sign up at the meeting before the call to order. You may also speak in person in advance by emailing council@groton-ct.gov no later than 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting.
Point of information?
One moment, please.
Point of information?
1 moment, please. Thank you.
Here we go.
I will be allowing people to come up to speak this evening after the last person has been. Order in the galley, please. So this evening, I will be allowing people, after I've read the last name on our list, to come up and speak after.
Point of information?
Your point of information?
I'd like to make a motion to reinstate the 5 minutes rule, 5 minutes per speaker per Rule 11A.
Second.
My reason is, again, per 11A, it needs to be voted on by the council, which it never was. We now have appointed a new mayor, therefore we need to take action on that item and vote on it fair and square as it should have been originally, and it never was.
Thank you, Councilor Bordelon, but we would then need to make it a 2/3 vote because this was an agenda that was printed out already and placed on the thing. So it will require a 2/3 vote. You can suspend the rules.
Sure, I make a motion to suspend the rules to reconsider the time. I guess through the mayor to the town manager, why do we just keep adding it without having a vote? I mean, just because it's there doesn't make it a rule.
Second.
Hold on, she has the question first.
Because it remains until I'm told otherwise, because I was directed to put it that way.
Yeah.
And the town attorney did review it, and the mayor does have the ability to set that time.
So 11, I guess through to the mayor, to the town manager, the 11A doesn't apply then in the rules? Because in 11A, it states it needs a 2/3 vote of the council.
There's more than one section. I'd have to relook at the rules. It's
Okay,
been a
yeah.
while since the attorneys looked at
Wouldn't it
it.
just be cleaner just to vote on it every time?
That's up to the council, whatever the
Yeah,
council
that's-
wishes.
Okay, thank you.
So we have a rule, is 2/3 vote. The motion on the floor is to suspend the rules to add minutes on, so there was a second from Councilor Burrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, could you, that was,
Request a roll call vote, please.
I can do that. Councilor Burrell,
Yes.
Councilor Bordelon.
Yes.
Councilor Fitzgerald,
No?
Councilor Jones,
No.
Councilor Good,
No.
Councilor Merritt,
No.
Counselor Pacino?
No.
And am I missing someone? Counselor McBride, I apologize.
Yes.
And I am a no, so that motion fails. If I'm correct, 3 in favor and 6 opposed, so that.
Can I make another motion?
No,
I'd like to make another motion to suspend the rules to make it, would you guys go 3 minutes? 'Cause
I'm not going to accept that because it's,
you're not gonna-
let me finish, please.
What's the reason? I mean,
Because we've already voted down adding 2 minutes or 5 minutes. We're not going to go back in time. It's a redundancy, and it's a frivolous vote right now. We're going to move forward. Thank you for
it's
your.
not frivolous, actually.
Thank you for,
I challenge the ruling.
Could I just point out, really, first it should have just been plain and simple, a motion to suspend, and then you would go in.
Right.
So any motion to suspend, it's already gone down, so it's already been defeated.
all right, we're moving on. Thank you.
It's ridiculous.
We are now at receipts of citizen petition. First up is Joshua Care, Cave. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Right. Oh. Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Get that time right.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Council. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to introduce myself and argue for what I believe is reasonable. My name is Joshua Cave, and my wife and I run a small inn in Mystic. We're in our 5th year of residence and our 2nd year as a business, so we still have a lot to learn about Groton. As a result, I recently resolved to start attending some town council meetings, last week's being my first. Talk about starting off with a bang. I'm hoping that meeting was not normative, being that at a special meeting where no public objection is allowed, the town council decided to attempt a Hail Mary to the appointment policy for boards and commissions, acting as though they were making a few minor clarifications to an insignificant document right before a new council was put in place. Had it not been for Councilors Bordelon and McBride, it is likely the council would have been able to achieve its goal without objection. There are many reasons for why this attempt to alter the policy was dishonest and improper and should be overturned, but let me highlight just 2. Number 1, item 2025-1065 itself reveals that it was drafted in a dishonest manner. The document reads, whereas the Personnel and Appointments Committee and Committee of the Whole of the Town Council have considered a revision to the policy, having recommended the following changes. This sounds nice, and despite former Mayor Franco's claim that Councilor Bordelon sits on the Committee of the Whole, both Councilor Bordelon and Councilor McBride's statements last week reveal that they had not been consulted about the changes as the document claims. In fact, those who actually had consulted on the document had little interest in sharing who they are. Secondly, the argument put forth from the members who supported these changes, that the changes would help make way for people who are often not considered for boards and commissions due to some seemingly unbreakable red tape hidden in the current policy, also rings insincere considering Section 471 of the Town Council Appointment Policy for Boards and Commissions currently states that the Town Council reserves the right to appoint any applicant regardless of a recommendation from either the political town committees or the Personnel and Appointments Committee, which would imply that the Town Council already has the right to appoint whomever they think is best fit for the position. Thank you.
Next up is Chris Meany.
Good evening, members of the Town Council. I'm Chris Meany. I live at 54 Nicholas Avenue in Groton. It's been brought to my attention, and the members of the Ladies and Men's Golf League and the men behind the front desk, that the new software called Club Caddy that was installed on October 1st is not suitable for Shenny. The pro shop was never consulted about the software. It's not user-friendly. It cannot self-check-in golfers. The pro shop is using paper instead of the computer. Every week, there's a tournament which starts at 1 p.m. So there's a shotgun start at 8 o'clock for all the golfers to be assigned to a tee box. This has to be handwritten, not fully functional. The pro shop and assistant pros need an active list each day to who will be playing. I'm afraid Shenny will be losing money. The program is very difficult to get a tee time. You can't I'm just reading different things that are happening. You can't download the mobile application easily. We will lose season pass holders if they don't have a 24-hour notice to try to get a tee time. Please, we want to keep this 24-hour time to honor our past season members. My husband joined the course in 1970. He's here tonight. And I joined in 1996. It is very disheartening the way everything is happening. This consultant who was hired by the town even said last spring, and I was here, he was on the Zoom meeting, that this software was not suitable for Shenny. Please think about bringing back the Chelsea system, which worked just fine, if not another software which could correct all the problems the Club Caddy has. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Kevin Fiftel. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kevin Fiftel, 5 West Mystic Avenue in Groton. I'm here this evening coming before you as an apparent victim of a discrimination in a Connecticut protected class as a Groton PCC Commissioner. Based on TC Town Council appointments in 2023 and 2024 discovered by my legal team, we found what appears to be a pattern of age discrimination against 5 individuals during Town Commission appointments aged 50 to 83. I opened up a Connecticut human rights complaint. So why is the commissioner protected? Well, Connecticut Public Act 2282, which extended discrimination protections beyond government employees to commissioners within Connecticut towns. I am clearly not an employee of the town, but I am very clearly covered by Connecticut public law. So on October 31st of this year, the town's legal representatives and I went into a mediation session, and the mediation failed. It failed because Groton stated they do not need to mediate as the complainant was not harmed, and the town had actually followed all policy appointments. Discovery, legal discovery, has proven otherwise. The attorney representing the town was Kimberly Bossy of the law firm Carson and Tallberg. What followed was a third party, we believe the state of Connecticut, entered into what's called early legal intervention for obvious reasons. The ABC policy then came up in November 25. A new Groton appointment policy was proposed with words such as suitable, fit, and reasonable. I thought maybe Groton is running a dating site. I didn't know. Those are not legal terms, nor is there a policy as far as legal terms. Our town manager stated the attorneys had drafted up this new policy in a special meeting. The sources, our town attorney who had refused on multiple occasions to answer whether she had an organizational conflict in this manner. And then the second attorney who drafted this new policy, according to the town manager, was Kimberly Bossy of Carson and Tallberg. That's right, the same attorney adjudicating my claim. Could this be true? With attorneys as the only apparent source, the town apparently hatched up, wink, wink, we didn't follow the policy before, let's just make up a new policy and send out counselors to get clarification.
Thank you, Mr. Fiftel. Thank you.
Save your $50,000
Thank
in
you.
lawyers. Put me with the town manager.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, Patricia Weaver.
Good evening, Patricia Weaver, 75 Brandegee Avenue, Groton, Connecticut. First of all, let me congratulate you on your elections and your re-elections. And I just want to remind you that we, the people of Groton, came out in droves. We increased the percentage of turnout from 25% in this election to the prior election, 14%. You are seated in these seats to represent the people and the taxpayers of this town. And I'm very disheartened as a resident that's been living here since 1994 to hear that it's redundant not to give the people an opportunity to have 2 more minutes to speak, which they've had for numerous years prior. So by you saying that, our newly seated mayor, you're saying that our public opinion doesn't matter to you. And I would greatly ask you and the town council to reconsider that, because you are making decisions that are impacting our life, our town, our livelihood. So, and that motion was made unofficially. And just because you're seated in these seats, you're still our neighbors. We're relying on you to make decisions in the best interests of our town. And just because you get seated in these seats, there's power and control, and I already see the uncivility that's repeating, and I would ask you not to do that, because you're role modeling behavior for our town and our children. So that's the first thing I'm asking. I'm also here to ask because we have a homeless population that is growing, and we did not, in the previous year, we didn't send out the warming information until January. And 211 is ineffective. So I'm currently working with the Covenant Homeless Shelter to get a document together that has all the warming center information, the cold shelters, meal providers, and services to put together in a brochure. I reached out to the town manager and his assistant to give this information, and they said, quote, "It's on the site." People impacted by homelessness are either unemployed, they have mental illness issues, I just would really encourage you to get this information to me.
Thank you, Ms. Weaver.
And I hope it's not redundant,
Thank you,
Mayor.
Ms. Weaver.
Yep. Public opinion matters.
Joe Delacruz?
Good evening, council. Congratulations. Joe Delacruz, 95 Corey Road. A lot of familiar faces up there. The one that is missing is, and I wanted to thank our outgoing mayor for her service to our town, and then congratulate all of you on this endeavor. Today's the first day. I remember when I first sat at that council seat, how much energy I had and how prideful I was that folks in our town picked us to run. So when you have, the opportunity to change your town, I just ask that you stay on the same path. You guys have done some amazing things. I know it's been very, very contentious. There's been a lot of things that have happened in the town, but step back and look at what you accomplished and keep moving that goal forward. I think when I spoke with people on the outside about the fields, they didn't think it could get done. I think the council put together a great package, and the town voted on that 2-1. You guys all won your seats handily. I would take that as an acceptance of the town supporting you, but still, listen to everyone out here, and just good luck, you guys. We're here for you. Thank you.
Catherine Pratt?
My name is Catherine Pratt, and I live at 75 Front Street in Noank. Members of the Groton Town Council, good evening. The foundational principle informing our democratic system of government, unlike in a monarchy or autocracy, is that legitimate government authority comes from the consent of the governed. Government's responsibility is to protect the rights of citizens, and government transparency in the conduct of the people's business is a cornerstone of public trust. Likewise, Robert's rules, which govern the Groton Town Council, are intended to ensure open debate and fair decision-making by allowing everyone to be heard. The process by which major changes to the Town Council appointment policy for boards and commissions were drafted behind closed doors, summarily approved by the Personnel and Appointments Committee, and voted on 1 week later, prior to any official opportunity for public comment, is inconsistent with the spirit of Robert's rules and core democratic values. The council should have opened the proceedings to receive the opinions and concerns of the residents. When we elect the Groton Town Council, we expect them to abide by the town charter and the law, including the appointment policy for boards and commissions, not to rewrite the rules in the back room to codify previously illegal and undemocratic procedural maneuvers. Elected officials of Groton should be no less accountable to the voters than holders of federal or state offices. It is not too late for the council to reverse course and stand up for open democratic government. I urge any councilor who is in the prevailing vote with respect to the revised appointment policy to please move for reconsideration. Thank you.
Mary Ellen Furlong? Okay, going to the next person, Chris Kuhn. Did I say that correctly, please? Kuhn, I apologize.
Members of the Town Council, I'm Chris Kuhn. I live on 104 Irving Street in Groton. I want to ask your vote for reconsideration of recent changes to the Town Council appointments policy for boards and commissions. If these new rules are not rescinded, the 3-member Personnel and Appointments Committee will have unbridled control over appointment outcomes. Contrary to any claim that the changes clarify long-standing practices, they appear instead to correspond to specific instances of actions by the Personnel and Appointments Committee and the leadership of the outgoing council that have provoked intense public concern. As evidence for the critical importance of the new council's reconsideration of the appointment rule changes, I respectfully request that you use the links provided in my letter to view 2 specific clips of the Personnel and Appointment Committee meetings. The first is from November 15th, 2024, 10 seconds, it's at the 16th minute, provide a viewing of the PAC's consideration of the reappointment of Jeffrey Pritchard to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and shows you what taking no action looks like. There was no word of discussion on the 19th of Mr. Pritchard's application despite his decades of volunteer service for the town, 20 years as a dedicated and highly regarded member of the Planning Commission and 5 years as chair of the Combined Planning and Zoning Commission. Instead, he was summarily dismissed in 10 seconds when the motion to reappoint was not seconded. The second clip I'd like for you, each of you, to look at is from January 21st, 25, the 13th minute through the 22nd minute. It captures the PAC's discussion of the, it captures the PAC's discussion of the fact that Mr. Pritchard cannot be reconsidered.
Thank you.
Members, please look at
Thank
the
you.
links in the letter. I ask you.
Lauren Gauthier.
Lauren Gauthier, 31 Fordson Road. Coming to speak about multiple topics. First, the Pleasant Valley deal, because of course, horrible deal. I mean, you really sold out an entire working class neighborhood for not very much, maybe half the property value, no affordable housing units, and barely a lawn worth of public space in an area that has next to none. And not only that, that space will not be publicly owned and therefore not publicly stewarded. And as we're seeing even now with the William Seeley Apartments, public access that was promised and guaranteed is still not available. And the question is, when will it be? And what will these developers do to obscure the fact that it is there? Will they even put up signs? What will they do to kick people off? Will we be able to have our kids' birthday parties there? Not likely. And so half an acre in the largest district is absolutely insulting, especially when it's not publicly owned. You guys had a lot of power at that negotiating table, and you absolutely did not use it. So I'm asking the new counselors, Counselor Burrill, you and I had a fantastic conversation at the polls about the importance of public space in our neighborhoods. You're not the old council. You can do better. Same thing for you, Counselor Fitzgerald. You don't have to live by the sins of the previous council, and I'm hoping that you do better. Now, the rest of you, as Democrats, I'm sure are abhorred by what we are seeing as a case study of abuse of power at the federal level, not just with our elected officials, with the appointed ones, with the bureaucracy underneath them. You see a crowd full of people here very angry about the decisions you're making, and some of you are rising in contempt, thinking that this is some kind of contrarian challenge, and you want to be continuously contrarian to us, instead of actually acknowledging what we are upset about and bridging the divide. You can change. Please change. And part of that new personnel policy that is specifically targeting and allowing you to remove dedicated volunteers. And FOI revealed that the chair of the Democratic Town Committee was involved in drafting that. And I think it's important that the public knows that and that counselors take responsibility for it.
Thank you. Representative Baumgartner.
Good evening, Council. Representative Andre Baumgartner, State Rep for the 41st District, 162 Daniel Brown Drive in Mystic. It is an honor to be with you all this evening. My sincere congratulations to each and every one of you for your re-elections and election to the council for just about 5 years. Sat in what is now Councilor Good's seat, and it's some of my warmest and fondest memories in public service have been in this room and in this space. I would note the only councilor that when I joined the council, the only councilor that remains that served on that council at the beginning is Councilor Parker, now Mayor Parker. And I want to congratulate you on your election as mayor. I would note it is historic as well, as if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not quite the historian as Jim Streeter, but I'm not mistaken, you are the first mayor in the town of Groton who is an African-American woman, and that is absolutely historic, and we should be very proud of that history. So we honor you, and we honor that history as well. Also, congratulations to McBride as well for putting yourself forth as a mayoral candidate. You have a lot of support in the community and a wealth of ideas, and your service is of great importance to our community. So thank you for putting yourself forward. And the other counselor from that first council I served on, Councilor Bordelon, a lot of fond memories with you. But the reason I'm here, I've heard a lot from community members. With my 20 seconds remaining, we got to review these rules, and we got to review this personnel and appointments policy. I chaired the committee, served with Councilor McBride, a Democrat, and Councilor Westervelt, who's a Republican, and we worked collaboratively to find consensus. And I know this council has the capacity to do it, to work together collaboratively, break down those silos and barriers and work together. So let's do that, and look forward to being your partner.
Thank you. Scott Westervelt.
Good evening, Scott Westervelt, 7 Boulder Court in Mystic. 4 years ago, I was where some of you are now for the first time, and it was very eye-opening. It was something that I was really looking forward to. It was something that I was enjoying, but it took about a month and a half before the new wore off as a result of a Personnel and Appointments Committee meeting where a number of blind carbon copied emails had gone out. And it looked to me then, once I figured that out and how that was being done and how we were being basically set up for failure, the fix was in. You could see what was going on, and it was very disheartening. But I did enjoy my time. But I guess what I want you folks to know is that the right to appoint personnel who are qualified, that is something that should be important. There are a number of times where you just don't do that, and a lot of times it's personal. I've seen so much personal motivation in not putting qualified people up for appointments, and that also is disheartening. This is your legacy. You guys have to live with the choices that you make, and all I can say is I hope that you can look your children, your grandchildren in the eye and tell them that everything you did was to better Groton, was to do something better for the people of Groton, not just for yourself and not just for your friends, but something that you're very proud of. I feel that way, and I hope that you can too, but if you can't, this is the legacy you're going to carry on from here. So I hope you reconsider the rules for the personnel appointments, because they need to be fair, and I don't see that being something that's going to happen at this point. But thank you very much. I do hold out hope for all of you. Thank you.
Elizabeth Penderry.
Good evening, councilors. Elizabeth Pendry, 83 High Street, Groton. Groton thrives when decisions are made in the open, guided by merit and community participation. I urge the 35th Council to revisit and rescind the appointment rule changes passed by the outgoing council on November 25th. These changes were adopted despite clear public concern and without the thorough deliberation such as consequential revisions demand. Groton's boards and commissions play an essential role in land use, budgeting, planning, and community development. Their strength comes from the independence, expertise, and dedication of the volunteers who serve on them. These changes threaten that independence and weaken the democratic process that has long ensured balanced representation in our town. The new council now has the opportunity to restore trust. Reconsider the rule changes would honor the hundreds of residents who have voiced their opposition, filled the council chamber, and written thoughtful letters. It would reaffirm Groton's commitment to transparent, accountable governance rather than concentrating power in the small, insulated committees. Please take this important step to safeguard the integrity of our boards and commissions and to strengthen the public confidence in our local government. Support Councillor McBride's motion to reconsider the appointment rule changes passed on the very last day of the outgoing lame duck 34th Town Council just 1 week ago and repeal them. Thank you.
Former Mayor Rachel Franco.
Thank you. Rachel Franco, 28 Topsail Lane. And I want to stand up here this evening and congratulate you all and welcome to the Town Council. The road ahead over the next 2 years will be challenging at times and very rewarding. I wish you all the best. I hope that, that you have clarity in your decision-making, courage when leadership is hard, and joy in the moments when you see your efforts make a difference. And may your time as counselors be productive, meaningful, and rewarding. And I would hope that all of you will always put all of Groton first. Please consider every neighbor you have in the whole town, in the city, in Groton Long Point, in Mumford's Cove, in Noank, downtown Mystic, every area, Center Groton, over by the subbase. Please keep every area in the town in your thoughts when you make decisions, because your decisions will affect everybody. So I wish you all well. This is usually a very big night of celebrations, so I hope you can get your work done in an expeditious time and you can celebrate afterwards. Thank you very much.
Ian Thomas.
Ian Thomas, 24 Jefferson Drive. Full disclosure, I am a spouse of Councilor Bordelon and also a Board of Ed member, but tonight I speak as a disappointed voter, disappointed taxpayer, disappointed campaigner. I appreciate everyone that lent support to Councilor McBride in his bid for mayor. I wish I had the hope of some of the previous speakers tonight, but seeing the majority of the council here is the majority of the council that carries over from the previous term and the term before that in some form or fashion, or at least the influences are still there. I don't have much hope. So I would encourage you all to prove me wrong. I know you would like to do that, most of you. To the town, I would say if you know, for all those that are disappointed, frustrated, and overwhelmed, I've already articulated, and others have too, about the flaws in the rule changes and the Byzantine maze that they've created. There's contradictory rules. The rules weren't even passed in a proper fashion. 10-point K and 9.E were not followed when it came to the personnel and appointments changes. There was no referral by the mayor, there was no referral from committee of the whole. So the more I dig into this, the more fraudulent it is. So I would just turn my attention to the crowd and to the town as a whole. Wednesday, January 7th, at 6 p.m. at Thrive 55, there is a meeting of the Groton Democratic Town Committee. This is the opportunity for any registered Democrat to show up and vote themselves and other people they know and trust into a position of influence that then can help dictate the next council that's selected, the next slate that's endorsed of Democrats. Because the Democrats were not elected as a validation of what was done. They were elected as a repudiation of what's happening on the federal level.
Thank you.
Remember that.
Mayor Rusk.
Jill Rusk, 85 Baker Avenue, Groton, Connecticut. For full disclosure, I'm the mayor in the city of Groton, and I came as a former town councilor to congratulate you all. I'm very excited to see that you're all up here, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. There's been a lot of negative speak tonight, but I want you to know that you had the backing of the town, and please don't forget that. They believe in your leadership, each and every one of you. There are 9 of you here, and you are 9 different leaders who represent every district in this town and every resident in this town. I thank you for your dedication. This is not an easy job, and I thank you on behalf of all the residents. To Mayor Parker, I want to say congratulations. Thank you all.
As I stated at the beginning of this, I will open the floor up for additional speakers.
Good evening, State Rep Dan Gajewski of the 40th District, 234 Rogers Road. Congratulations to Councilor David Good, Councilor Kevin Fitzgerald, Councilor David McBride, Councilor Bruce Jones, Mayor Juliette Parker, Councilor Joe Burrill, Councilor Adam Pacino, Councilor Portia Bordelon, and Councilor Roscoe Merritt. I have sat at your seat not too long ago, and it is a tremendous honor to serve the people of Groton. There are highs and there are lows, but always, my free advice to you is always vote your conscience, read your packet, know your facts, and be prepared, and have discussions in meetings and work together. Groton is counting on you. They hired you 9 to work for them, so they expect you 9 to work. And as a state representative of Groton, I look forward to a partnership with all of you, and my phone is always open. I believe you all have my number by now. So feel free to give me a call, and I wish you all the best of luck during this term.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather Summers. I am the state senator for the 18th District. I live at 850 Noank Road in Mystic. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you on your wins, and congratulations to Mayor Parker. Great to see a woman up there. I just wanted to say a few things. As a former mayor of the town and someone who was on the council for 11 years, I have gotten so many phone calls on the rules and personnel appointment rule changes. I really think you should reconsider it. Reconsider it, have a time to digest it, open it up to the public, let the public have some input. If not, you're gonna have people very, very upset. As a state senator, and these two can attest, the most important thing you can do is have transparency and open government where the citizens have the right to be heard. I've sat in public hearings that have lasted 27 hours at the state capitol, the longest in Connecticut history. So you have to allow the people to have input, because if you don't, you're not representing them. And I think that's really important. The second thing that I would like to say as a citizen, 2 minutes is not enough. It's not enough time. So as the former mayor, we used to allow for
Please allow her to
5
speak.
minutes.
Thank
I
you.
believe your rules say 5 minutes or less at your discretion. The only time that we ever lowered the limit was when we were talking about the budget, and there was hundreds of people, where we encouraged people to say, if you agree with the person before you, you can say you agree. Give people more time. I would also like to see the council go back to the old way, where we had 2 town council meetings and 2 committee of the wholes. At the town council meeting, you were allowed to have citizens petitions, so they had twice in a month. And at the committee of the whole, the council could recognize someone to speak. That allows for citizens' participation and input, and it's really important. I congratulate you all. You're a new council. It's a new day. You have an opportunity to make a change for the people of Groton. So thank you. Good luck. And as your state senator, my phone is always on. Call me. I'm happy to work with Groton, as I always have. I talk to the town manager often, so please feel free to call me. Thank you. Have a good night.
Brian Neiman, 76 Allen Street in the city. Congratulations to all of you. I know some of you. I've been around some of you. I'm a lifelong resident of Groton. I'm also one of those nasty critters that scare politicians as being an unaffiliated voter. I really have no use for either party. The people have chosen, and it's a new day. I'm fortunate to live in the city of Groton, where we have twice a month council meetings with 5 minutes to bring any concerns we have to the council. Whether you have just the 1 meeting a month or the 2 meetings a month, or whatever the Rules Committee comes up with, since this is a new Rules Committee, I hope you consider that we're all residents of Groton, and the will of the parties should not be involved. So work with us, and we'll work with you. Thank you.
Lynn Marshall, 118 Pearl Street in Groton. I agree with what has been previously said. There's one thing that I don't think has been talked about enough, and that is about qualifications to serve on committees and commissions. I've heard it say, well, we need new people so that we can get new ideas. I find that to be really superficial and cavalier. That you would say good fit is defined by how? Oh, they get training, and then they get experience, and then they're good to go. Well, I've been in planning and zoning in Noank for 13 years, and I know that most people, in spite of the experience they get, can never do that job well. It is a tough job. When you're doing planning, it's like taking a Rubik's Cube, and you're looking at all these different variables and all the combinations of those variables, and you're looking to how that will go into the future and what the unintended consequences can be. And you have to take the time, you have to have the brain that can work that way. You have to have the time, you have to dig into the data, you have to see what's happening in other communities. It is a major commitment that takes, some people can do well and some people never will, in spite of how much experience. On the zoning issue, you have got to be able to poke holes in what is being presented to you. Attorneys, different kinds of land use people, experts, and architects, they're representing their client. They're going to try to convince you to do what their client wants. You've got to be able to see through that, know where the tricks are, and be able to identify them and question them and come up with good decisions. Not everyone can do that well. So I think that it is really important to have qualified people that you know can do that kind of job.
Thank you.
Yep.
Right. Thank you.
I could say more.
Thank you for everyone coming out. We will be moving on to the, Okay, this will be the last one. All right, two more and that's it. And, well, we do have other business matters.
Point of information? You said you were opening it up. You
I
didn't say there
did.
was a limit, so now you're cutting it off again. There's
Council
more people that want to speak.
Council Borland, can I answer you?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Can you please, the galley, no response, the galley, it is called the galley.
Constituents.
5-minute recess, please. Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone. Andrew Perella at 7 Tornberg Lane in Groton, Connecticut. I will disclose I am an RTM member that was just reelected to District 4, one of our largest districts in the town. Last year was a very difficult budget season, as we know. I congratulate you all for your election, and I do think that a couple things need to be addressed. The first thing is I think you need to look at the appointments committee and how that's being done. The people have spoken quite loudly about this, and I think that in order to try to align the council's decisions with the charter and also with past practice and the public, that should be revisited. And I want to congratulate Councilor McBride on that, because I thought his actions and also Portia's support of that to possibly reintroduce that at the next meeting were absolutely outstanding, and I complimented him on that later. I do want to caution that with some of the things happening, there has to be dialogue, and the other portion of that is allowing a little bit more time to speak. I could go on forever, but I'm not going to, because my time is now about 48 seconds. So I'll touch on the 3 main points. The other concern that I do have is that the council did not individually, in the public's eye, go over each individual part of the budget, and I think that's very poor for the town. The RTM is the checks and balance of that, which we tried to do a good job on that. The fourth thing is, and this is nothing personal, however, I am concerned that the mayor now, former Councilor Parker, did vote on the budget and is an employee of the city which receives funding. I am a substitute teacher. I do not vote on the education budget. Now you're kind of in double jeopardy because you could receive information that should be looked at. And I congratulate you and hope you will deliberate properly. Thank you.
Mr. Villagra.
My name is Victor Villagra, 76 Riverview Avenue, Noank. I would like to address in the brief time that I have the second change that the previous council implemented about the council, the appointments issue, appointment and reappointment. And that is to replace the most qualified with the best fit. That change was unwise. It gives way to predictable problems. Not surprisingly, there is no recognized legal, ethical, public administration, or good governance doctrine that endorses best fit as superior or even acceptable substitute to the best qualified, in public appointments especially. In fact, the dominant framework in American law, ethics, and public administration theory explicitly rejects best fit because it invites bias, erodes meritocracy, and undermines public trust. Succinctly speaking, first, best fit is not recognized a legal standard because it is too vague for judicial review. Courts cannot evaluate whether your decisions was fair if the standard is undefined, which you codified in the previous council. Second, best fit creates risks of discrimination and patronage. It contradicts civil service protections in place in our country since the enactment of the Pendleton Act in 1883. This is a law that prohibited political patronage in favor of merit-based appointments. That law remains in effect today. Third, public administration doctrine also rejects strongly best fit. Textbooks, accreditation bodies, professional guidelines rejected because it is considered not transparent, non-replicable, highly susceptible to bias, and unethical in a public context.
Thank you, Mr. Villagra.
I hope you will reject this.
Thank you, Mr.
There's a lot
Villagra.
more reason for rejecting it.
Thank you. Next up is the consent agenda. Counselor Good, would you take the consent agenda, please? That's 2025-4 for the special trust fund contributions of December 2025. and that's on page 16.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 2025-4, Special Trust Fund Contributions. I move that we accept contributions for the special trust funds, that the town council hereby accepts contributions to the towns as written in our agenda. Second.
Motion by Council Good, seconded by Bruce Jones. Is there any discussion? Council Bordelon.
In the spirit of,
I'm sorry, Council Bordelon, could you hold for a moment, please? I just want to make sure we get your time correct.
I'm sure you want to get my time. Always. You got it?
I'm not there yet, thank you.
Okay.
I'm just making sure we gave you your 3 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah. Used to be, didn't have time restraints. But anyway, here we are. In the spirit of former Councilor Mr. Sapiri, he thought it was always appropriate that we name some of these contributions. And, you know, obviously there's a lot on here, and this former council really doesn't name them anymore. But I just want to say there's $250, $205, $500, $600, $300 people, from all different, Mystic Women's Club, tons of people, United First Methodist Church, and I'm not reading any of these in particular for any favoritism or anything like that. You know, $1,000, like, there's tons of money that people have donated, and I think they should be recognized. And if people have, you know, please look at the agenda. And I just want to thank all the people who actually take the time to donate to our local government, our fund, to help our people in most need. A lot of the stuff here, it's going to, says food lockers, social services. Sometimes, I'll speak for myself, I feel that we have trouble when it comes to the outside agencies and moving money to help our most vulnerable in our town, as people spoke today about folks that are homeless and putting it up online. That's not going to reach the homeless if you don't have a phone. You have to have grassroots effort and get out there and get in the grounds where these encampments are and bring the flyers to the people. They're not going to go to a website. That's the wrong thinking. That's very, in my opinion, a very wealthy way to think, which is not really thinking about the people in need. But I just want to thank the people on here, because at times up here I'm the lone voice, sometimes with a few other folks, advocating to move money into our food locker and our outside agencies to help our most vulnerable. And at times I can't even get $10,000, $5,000, $25,000 agreement, but we are spending tons on all these other folks coming in, making decisions for our town. So thank you to the people in our community that are doing the people's work and donating money to help the most vulnerable. And I hope that our council follows in these people's footsteps. 2 pages here. We have money here. Give it back to the people. That's where it belongs. And I just thank everyone who does this, because it's something I'm extremely passionate about, making sure no one goes hungry and making sure people in our community are protected. So again, to everyone who's donates to this, and if you haven't donated, please figure out how to, and please stay engaged and involved. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, moving on to the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That passes 9-0-0. We are now on to communications and reports. Counselor Merritt. Okay, Counselor Bordelon.
I'm sorry, is Merritt going or no?
He said no, ma'am.
You're all set, Councilor Merritt? Okay. Again, I've heard from many folks about these rules. I'm sorry? Got to get that time. I've heard from many people about the rules and the personal appointments. I've read many emails. I think when I checked before I came in, there was 9 or 10 letters posted up. Thank you to the town clerk's office for putting those up. It's very helpful when they come in and they're posted. If I haven't responded to your email, it's not that I'm not reading it. It's very hard when they come in right before to even get a chance to read them all. So I appreciate the people that have come out and spoken on the matter, some who have sent emails. I am extremely concerned, and I've said my opinion, and I will continue to stand up here. I am concerned about the fact that we are just pushing things through without any formal discussion up here. Again, the minutes, 2 minutes for citizens petition, people have spoken about that. Come on, it was stated, even, we're a Democratic council, the Republican Heather Summers, state rep, spoke and said, democracy, it's about the people, what are we doing? If you watch any other government entity, state, local, any other town besides Groton, people care when people come to speak, and they don't shut them down. And I don't know how we feel comfortable sitting up here. I couldn't even get the proper people to even get it off the floor, even some from our new counselors, to even care when people here are saying they want the right to speak. We have it once a month, and they get 2 minutes, and then we were shutting it down. Oh, miraculously, when I brought it up and asked if it's illegal, it went away. They were cutting it off at a 30-minute mark, and all of a sudden it just poof went away. All of a sudden it's okay now, we can keep going. We need to do something here. If we're truly here for the people, let's do the people's work. I am concerned about the rules, as I've stated. I feel personally, I'll speak for myself, they've been used to target me. If you watch the rules, they've been changing, and then we've added minutes. We don't need to do that. If we are elected at large, and nobody up here is more entitled to be here than anybody else. We do not have a strong mayor. We are considered a weak mayor, and we are considered, we are elected at large. It's not the highest vote getter, and we appoint the person to run our meeting. That's all it is. They have no more power than we do. We should be an equal playing field, and it hasn't been that way. So to this new council that's coming in, I hope that there's some change really gonna happen. You don't have to like what people say, you don't have to break bread with them, but you have to respect them just like you do when you work with them. Just because a person votes a different way than someone else doesn't mean at the end of that it's, pointing the finger, or this person can't do this, or I'm not gonna give you a second on your referral. If you truly care about what people have said, everyone up here was elected. When a person puts in a referral as a council, it deserves a second, and it should get on the floor. If you don't like it, vote it down when it gets here in front of the people's eyes. This shouldn't be happening in emails. I'm hopeful. I would love to see the change happen.
Councilor Pacino.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have nothing in the past today.
Councilor Burrow.
I don't have anything today.
Councilor Jones.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to congratulate everybody who's up here on being elected to the 35th Council, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 years. Thank you.
Councilor McBride.
Thank you. First off, I want to hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. On a positive note, it was an enjoyable time, I'm sure, for all. I want to thank everyone for their support for me moving to the position of mayor, and best of luck to the new mayor on her duties over the next few years. I also want to congratulate the Fitch football team getting back to Sword. It was wonderful to see the event and the big win. I also want to make a special thank you to Town Manager Burt, the Groton Town Police, and all the residents that came out. There was a plan to put together where the boys were escorted to the game, which made it very special to them. There was also over 100 participants that gathered at the bottom of the hill, and we all met the escort before and cheered the boys on. It was a tremendous motivational factor for all of them. So just want to thank everyone for that. I'll comment later on the importance of reconsidering the approval of the appointment policy for the boards and commissions. I do urge all the councils to listen to the residents, listen to your state reps, and listen to your state senator to consider to suspend the rules and then to recommend the rules, reconsider the rules. It's the right thing to do. Let's start our term with doing the right thing, and we can start off on the right foot. Thank you.
Councilor Fitzgerald.
I also want to congratulate my fellow councilors on starting as this new council. I'm looking forward to working with each of you in the next 2 years. I also appreciate members of the public for coming out and voicing your opinion about the potential change to the rules, and I want to make sure that you feel heard and have the opportunity to share your opinions with the town council as we make decisions. So I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Councilor Good.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I join my fellow councilors in congratulating everyone up here for their re-election and swearing in today. And I'd like to thank Governor Ned Lamont and Lieutenant Governor Susan Buswicks for honoring Groton by showing up here on our little swearing in, and especially high praise and congratulations to our new Madam Mayor. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you to Governor Lamont and Lieutenant Governor Susan Beisowitz for attending and swearing us in. It was wonderful to have everyone participate. Thank you for the residents and coming out to speak. Thank you to my fellow counselors for being reelected and being part of the group. Yes, we work together and move forward, and yes, we have different opinions, but there's ways, and being respectful and mindful of what we say and how we say things to people is important. So on that note, I'm going to move on to town
Point of
manager.
information?
Your point of information.
When will we be selecting counselors for committees?
That is not on the agenda tonight, so
It's
I
a-
will not.
it's a question.
It is a question, but I cannot discuss it because it would be part of the agenda.
Well, we're under
Thank you.
communications, so I was
I-
asking if there is a time.
No, I don't have it right now, thank you.
Okay, I'm just hoping we all get a fair shot to all be on a committee this time.
Everyone will be on a committee, thank
Oh.
you. Council Borderline Dequan, please.
I'm congratulating you on that. That's actually a positive.
Mr. Burt, your report, please? Oh, I'm sorry, Town Clerk. Wait a minute, it does say you're next. Yes. Yes.
Second, 1 second, please. First of all, congratulations again to the new council. And I do appreciate Councilor Bordelon's comments on donations. That people are very generous and have greatly helped the public through human services. And also as a reminder, this council and their team did also recently provide $75,000 additional in funding to human services, which will be put to good use. I also appreciate the comments on the homeless. We work pretty closely with Homeless Hospitality out in New London. They have an agent that goes out, they try to track where homeless are. They meet with them weekly. They go meet with them before cold snaps, provide information. But I'm gonna check in with them to make sure all human services information gets distributed directly. So good thought there. So I will look at that. There was mention earlier about the cold weather protocol. We are looking at that. We've actually, in the past, only put out what the state puts out. Once they put it out, we've never put out our own version. We have a heat protocol, but we've never, for those who don't know, our emergency management captain left recently. Is that gets replaced, I'll work with them to try to come up with our own comments to put out. But I have reached back out to that resident to just touch base on that. Let's see, moving into regular business, Community Investment Fund grant, those applications are due this week. As a reminder, we originally were looking at 3 applications, the seawall, Main Street No-Ink, and Groton Sewer Extension. Unfortunately, only one of them, so unfortunately, we're only going to be submitting the seawall. The sewer extension project, there's a developer interested in that project. They actually have plans past 80% mark and are going gangbusters on that. So there's no need for us to pursue that at this point. If it progresses, it might be something we look at funding through CIF for actual construction to help out. We'll look at that at the time if it's appropriate. Main Street No-Ink, just running out of time to put it together. So many questions have been brought up. It's not time yet to put it in. So we need a little bit more time, probably the next round once some decisions are made. I want to thank the Board of Ed. I have not watched the meeting, but apparently last night, they approved the memo of understanding for the Mary Morrison open space. I do understand they made a change to reevaluate the use in 5 years, which is all right with me. I appreciate their willingness to work with us. So once I get that change, the changed updated MOU, I'll bring it to the council for consideration. And kind of going back to the human services thing, Ledgelight, United Way, Human Services, and myself are going to be meeting soon to discuss whether there's any other opportunities to expand food access in town. So once that meeting takes place, I'll let you know if anything comes out of it. Continuing to work with Bill Memorial Library on potential land swap. We need to update the survey on it, but I anticipate having something hopefully soon to the council to consider. And a couple public works items. Quaker Farm Road Bridge replacement is scheduled to start January 5th with completion on July 15th, if all goes well. That's a long anticipated project. And then we have a first, Public Works has created a first rough draft for an RFQ for consultant services for the Fitch High School athletic field project. They're doing another read-through it, and then they're going to have Parks and Rec, the Board of Ed, and some others review it before releasing it. And other than that, Mark Berry, the Parks and Rec Director, let me know that they have received, there was a joint application for an urban tree grant with the, I think we're the applicant, but working with the city for funds to put in more trees. We don't have an amount yet. My understanding is there's a base amount, but we might be able to get more, but we haven't awarded, and once I know those dollars, of course, I'll bring you here for acceptance of those dollars, but I just don't know that amount yet. That's all I have.
Mr. Burt, question for you. Could you tell me when we went from 2 mayor and councils to 1?
I can't, right around January of 17, it was about 6 months prior to my arrival. This question has come up before. It was under the former, several times, the council in place in January of 17 that made that change. So it was a little while before I arrived in 17.
All right, thank you. Council Bordelon?
Thank you. Through the mayor, through the town manager. So my first question, it was brought up tonight that the attorney was used in Mr. Fiftel's case, and now that was the one writing. Is that the same attorney?
That attorney reviewed, did not write.
Oh, they reviewed.
Yeah, of course, they're going to review it. It's natural that we would have that attorney review.
Okay, so it was the same. I just want, because I know names can be the same, doesn't mean just because it's
Yes.
Bordelon, it can be many Bordelons, so.
Sure.
Just wanted to clarify.
Sure.
Okay, so it was the same attorney. Okay. And then, is anyone from the city going to ever come and talk about the seawall since we're helping, get the grant funds? When are we going to get an update?
That is up to the council to invite them
Yeah,
and add it to the
I would think
agenda.
that, that would, again, some things you say it's the council, some things it's the, privy, don't step on, town staff, certain things come forward, rules get changed in personnel appointment, town council didn't ask for that. So my question is, I get lost in where our privy really is sometimes. It kind of gets jaded a little. My question, though, is I would think that you'd want them to come if we're applying for, funding. And I watched the meeting last night. Is it true that the wall that's been created is only giving the same exact life that was left in the wall that was already there?
I'm not involved in the process.
Yeah, we should be, though, right, as
Yeah,
taxpayers?
you brought it up to the council before. They declined to invite them at that time. So,
Can't you make
well,
decisions?
once the
on
council has weighed in, then I would leave it to the council.
So you don't want to weigh in and think it's important for them to come? I don't know. I'm just,
Personally, I don't think we have any responsibility over the seawall.
but we're applying for
Personally, I don't think we
funding.
have any further financial responsibility over the seawall. So, to me, it's a city issue, but.
Okay. Well, I would love for them to come. I hope I can get the support of, I guess the rules say 2 counselors have to agree, so I'll send that out. I'll say it now. I hope I can get 2 counselors to agree to bring forth the people here to talk about the city seawall that we're applying for money, but we're not talking about it. The other question I have is, what type of plan do we have bringing food to the people that we find when we identify folks that are homeless within, that are, living out in shelters outside? What is our plan?
Well, most of them, luckily, we don't have a great number right now in the town, but most of them are aware of the, they tend to make their way to human services. We are restricted per job descriptions exactly what we can do in going out in the field, so we are limited in that way. So anything we would do would have to work with other existing agencies.
Yeah, and then some other things, warming centers. What are our current warming centers for folks to go to?
Well, of course, during the daytime, there's, we point out the public facilities that are in operation. Now, if there was, and then usually the state will issue a cold weather protocol and to call 211 and all that. if it came down to it, if there was an emergency. Now, if it's one or two people, for one thing, you can go to 24 hours to the lobby of the police department, but we do sometimes put people up in hotels if they, let's say a family had a furnace go out and they don't have the funding, we do, and sometimes do things with that. But other than that, if we have to open, let's say, I'm trying to think if it's I forget offhand, maybe the high school, but Salvation Army then gets called in to populate it, but it basically has to be at the emergency level to do that.
And how many homeless people have been identified?
I don't know if current
Can you
recently.
bring that number perhaps?
I can ask them, the homeless
Perfect, that'd be-
hospitality, what the latest number is.
Okay, because even 5 is too many in my opinion, that's a lot. And then my question is, I do have concerns, what can we do as a council? It was brought to my attention, that's why I asked, like, after hours, I don't have a criminal record, and I don't mind going to sit in the police department lobby, but if I was homeless, I definitely don't think I want to sit in the police department lobby all night as my warming center, and other towns don't use their police department lobby, which, as it was stated, not all, but some struggle with, drugs, alcohol, maybe they've had a past, and they don't feel comfortable going to the police department. We should have a very neutral ground for people to seek refuge. So yes, they can go to the library during the day, but in the evening, the police department's not considered like, it's just not cozy. What are they, sitting in a chair? Where's the bathroom? Do they have a bathroom when they're there?
Yes, but again, if it's only one or two, we often will put them up in hotels. If it's a wider issue, then we declare an emergency and ask Salvation Army to come in.
So yeah, I guess from the
Because, we don't have staffing, we don't have a facility
Right,
that's
no.
town-owned, and we don't have staffing to do
Right, so
after hours.
that's my concern is we are a town that people become homeless in and that have paid taxes here and with everything going on, yet we don't have a shelter, so we send everybody to London. And so we do have an obligation to make sure that these folks are getting refuge wherever they need to. And so my concern is, I just think the police department lobby is unacceptable, even if it's 1 or 2 or 3. And I would love to get more reports regarding that. I'd love to know how many homeless folks have been identified in our town, since it said not that many, but people I'm talking to, it seems to be quite a lot. So that's my question. So if we can get that information.
Thank you.
I also
Could
have another question.
You've already had like 5, so
Well, this is
I
our
want to
one-
see if any other counselors have questions, please.
I'd like to just finish. We've never done it that way before. Is that going to be a new process?
I want to give everybody opportunity.
Usually we just
All right,
finish our question.
could you please finish the last
Sure.
question?
And then my last question was about Pleasant Valley and Mary Morrison. Mary Morrison is currently looking to reopen that building in a more capacity. Originally, the town agreed to allow the Board of Ed to mothball it to save it for incoming military folks. But now it seems they might be putting like a preschool or pre-K program in there. And I just wonder with this land use agreement, will that affect during the day? Will they be considered on school property if people use that? Because I know you can't be on school property when it's operational. So how,
There'll be some restrictions in the MOU. I don't have it on hand with me.
so it
but
wouldn't
yeah.
be available during school hours?
I'd have to relook
Someone
at
asked
it
me
again.
that.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Okay. And then Pleasant Valley, some people were asking, when will the studies start with the traffic studies and things like that for over there?
Yeah. Whatever the normal process is, work with the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
Once I get to that point, right now it's just due diligence and
Okay.
looking at the issue.
Well, thanks for the answers, and I'd love to report back on the number of homeless folks that have been identified and a warming shelter in the evening other than the police department.
Anybody else have questions for the town manager before we move on to the next agenda item? Clerk of the council.
Just congratulations to the 35th Town Council and to Mayor Parker.
Clerk of the Council Portland.
Thanks. Have we had any referrals for personnel appointments?
I don't have that with me, but when you mean referrals, do you mean
I mean,
applications?
so the last 2 times I asked, there was 1 application. Do we know who that is? Has it moved? What was it? Who was it?
It will be at the next appointment, next meeting.
So I guess my question is, and this is what was asked me, since the new rules that we passed on say that you guys can just take no action, so basically you apply and it goes into the dark hole. We should at least know, as a council, I should know who applied. So when will we know, what's the process going to be to know what those applications?
Once I get an application, I don't hold an application.
Not you.
It gets sent.
No, the new rules are to table, they take no action.
Okay.
So I'm asking, At what point will we be aware of the names? I didn't know if you could announce them at the council meetings, perhaps? I mean, I don't know why. I saw New London does it. The clerk says, I got these things, I'm moving these on to Democrat, Porsche Bordelon, Ian Thomas. They just name them off. Is there a reason that we can't do that? The reason I ask is because if we're gonna be tabling applications, I think it's only right that I know who came through.
You can send a referral in.
A referral, it just can't be done, I guess, through the, you want a referral, or they just can't name them? Or I can just call you and get the, right? I can just ask you what applications you have? Is this public?
Could you please go through the town managers to ask for the applications?
I don't know, I guess you have to do the town manager, so I can just ask you, can you send me a rolling list of when applications come in, please, since it's FOIable anyway?
I would ask the clerk as she, well, I think Dawn in your office sends them out. If
Yeah,
she
I would
could
just like, I would,
add the council to the list.
thank you. That way I can review them, because then I'll know which ones are being tabled. That'd be great, thank you.
Clerk of the representative town meeting.
Okay, their next meeting is next Wednesday, December 10 at 7 p.m. And I've had some people reach out interested in filling in the vacancies. I've reached out, told them to be there so that during the meeting, there will be a time for recess to do a caucus to fill the vacancies.
I have a question. Can you tell us what vacancies are available so the public's watching and they want to show up and try to take those seats, what's available?
I actually don't have that with me. I believe there's one in District 1.
One.
Do not. I'm going by memory. District 3, 2 and 4, and 1 and 7, I believe that is. But anyone that is interested can go on the website and all that information is there.
Perfect.
It's also on the town register.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We do not have any department heads here or school superintendents or the Board of Ed, so we're moving on to new business. I do not have anything. Is there anything? Any other? Go ahead, Councilor McBride.
Thank you. I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules make a motion to suspend the rules to amend the agenda and to add the appointment policy for boards and commissions.
Second.
My reason for it, as mentioned before, is I have grave concerns that still exist. It allows the Personnel and Appointments Committee to take no action on an application. The council is the full body that residents voted into office, all 9 of us. This rule eliminates the ability of the full council to review and consider all applications that are sent to the Personnel Appointments Committee. It provides too much power to the 3-member committee and usurps one of the council's main responsibilities for assigning Groton residents to boards and commissions. Some past and present councilors have made public comments in the press indicating we need greater representation from residents from throughout different areas of Groton, and that's fine and okay. If that's what the full council desires, then so be it. But to allow 3 members of the committee to make those decisions and not allow the full 9 members of the council is wrong and undemocratic. This policy should not have been approved by a prior council without the input from residents and the 2 new councilors on its impact. The policy should not have been approved by a council without any citizen feedback or comments as well. Please suspend the council rules and add this agenda item to the appointment policy for the boards and commissions for this council to consider. There's no harm in doing this. Thank you.
All right, thank you. This is non-debatable. This is a 2/3 vote to add an agenda item. Mr. Manager, we can suspend the rules to add it, or was that?
Yeah, the motion is to suspend the rules to add the reconsideration to the agenda.
Right, it requires 2/3 vote.
Point of information?
Your point of information?
So I just have a question just to make sure, because I was doing some reading on this. Does it have to be suspended since the rule states that to be reconsidered, it has to be the very next meeting?
No, because we already made a decision, and it's under Rule 8G, and there's 2 things going on. We did make a motion, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Burt, that we weren't going to add it to the agenda, and that failed, and now we're moving on to add it to the agenda this evening, to suspend the rules, to add it to the agenda tonight. Am I correct?
Correct. Rule AG prevented it from being on in advance. According to the attorneys, a motion to suspend the council rules per your rule, the council rules, it takes 2/3 vote. And then after that, if that was successful, it would be a motion to reconsider. If that's successful, then you actually vote on the original motion on whether to reconsider it. So it's a 3-step process.
Point of information still, can you read that part of the section that the attorney's referencing?
Rule AG.
Yeah, can you just tell us where, so I can hear the language?
It's the one about 12 months.
Yeah,
and
if you could just
6.
read it, it would be great to read it into the record, because we reference a lot of rules, but we don't ever read them, so I think it's important that we.
It's
I
on
mean,
page 10 of your packet this
I mean, I
evening.
think it's important that we, and how, because I mean, some of this is up to interpretation. So which page
Well,
are you?
I actually checked with FOIA Commission too. You do have to suspend the rules.
Okay.
FOIA Commission actually, Blair Russell acknowledged that.
Okay, so which section are you using as the golden rule?
AG, it's on page 10 of your packet. Once a matter has been rejected or decided substantially, the same matter may not be the subject of a referral for 12 months or unless the council recommends a referral with 6 votes in favor. And I reached out to Blair Russell at the FOIA. He said, you must add it to the agenda to discuss. You must suspend the rules, add it to the agenda.
Okay, and then can you just reference me to where you guys stated at the last meeting that it had to be the very next council meeting was also what you said?
Yeah, reconsiderations either at the same meeting or the next council meeting, yes. The
And
two
that's in
are-
our rules,
That's per Robert's rules.
per Robert's rules now?
Well, it might be in our rules. I think we have a
I'm just
section
trying to
on-
make sure I'm
yeah.
following you guys, because you guys, reference a lot of things, and I'm starting to get lost, so I just want
I
to
think
start,
there
I'm going to be
actually is-
asking, I think we should keep the rules at all of our meetings so that we can reference them.
Actually, I think it's also covered in rules about reconsideration.
Yeah, where?
Same page, top of the page, F. Reconsideration is on page 10 of our packets this evening. Roman numeral 1.
And, yeah, under number 1, it says, after a vote has been taken, whether in a meeting of the council or the committee of the whole, it shall be in order for any councilor who is in the prevailing vote to move for reconsideration during the meeting or during the next succeeding regular meeting of the same body.
Right, so,
Which matches Robert's rules.
so we will take a roll call vote for reconsideration, for suspension of the rules. Council Burrell?
Abstain.
Can you abstain?
No, yeah, yeah.
So which,
We're-
point of information, a yes
It's-
vote is,
Yes is to suspend the rules,
and a no
no,
vote is?
not.
Okay.
Okay, let me do this again. Council Bordelon?
Yes, to suspend.
Counselor Fitzgerald?
Yes, to suspend.
Counsel Good?
No.
Counsel Jones?
No.
Counselor McBride?
Absolutely, yes.
Counselor Merritt? Counselor? Counselor Pacino?
No.
And Parker is a no.
I'm sorry, the mayor was what?
A no. We have 1, 2, 3 yeses.
4
1, 2.
yeses.
Oh, sorry, who's the fourth? 1, 2, who's the?
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. It's 3.
It's 3.
An abstention.
3 yeses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noes, and 1 abstention. The yeses were Bordelon, McBride, Fitzgerald, and 1 abstention, Burrell. The motion fails. Suspension of the rules fails.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
A motion to adjourn. Motion by Counsel Good, seconded by Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 8:44.